Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you had a good first day this week of online learning. Today in science, we're going to continue the research of our animal from North Carolina. But before we begin in today's lesson, I want to remind you of a few things. When I was looking at some work samples yesterday, I noticed some people were picking animals that were not native to North Carolina. Elephants, gorillas, giraffes, lions, those are all really interesting animals, but they are not naturally found here in North Carolina. And even though you can go to the zoo and see those animals, that doesn't make them a North Carolina animal. You have to pick an animal that is native to North Carolina because we are researching North Carolina animals and habitats. If you pick an animal that isn't from North Carolina, you're not doing this project right. So right here, and on yesterday's slide as well, there was a little document here that says NC Animal List. If you click right here, it brings up a whole big document that has all the animals that are found in North Carolina that also have a book in Pebble Go. So you have to go back. If you picked a different animal yesterday that's not from North Carolina, you're going to have to go back and redo the body section and habitat today. The second thing that I want to say is that as you're filling out your graphic organizer, you cannot list just one or two things. And although you can use Pebble Go, and that's where we're going to start, you're going to need to log into Epic Books to find some other books to get information. When you were telling me about the body yesterday, you should have told me whether it has skin, fur, or feathers. You should have told me how many legs it had, whether or not it has wings and a tail, whether it has a beak, does it have ears? Does it have talons if it's a bird? What kind of teeth does it have if it's a meat eater? Those are all important details that describe the body of an animal. Does it have a long neck? Does it have a short neck? These are the things that we have to be able to use. We can find it by reading about that animal in Pebble Go and Epic Books, or we can look at some of the pictures that are in those books and use our power of observations and really describe the animal. Today, we're going to go into habitat. So I'm going to click over to Pebble Go. We're going to click on the habitat tab in that book, and I'm going to read. Cardinals live in North America and Central America. They build nests in shrubs and small trees. So, remember yesterday I said you cannot copy whole sentences. We only have to take the key ideas. So let's see. Where do they live? North America. Oops, I'm going to write that down on my paper. North America, and then they live in Central America, so I'm going to write that down as well. And then they build nests in shrubs and small trees. So I'm just going to write nests, shrubs, trees. Now, if we come down to this, scroll down a little bit, we'll see this globe. This is going to show us a map of the world. Anything in purple is where your animal lives. So we can see that cardinals live all through much of North America, through the United States, and then down through Mexico. So they're not found anywhere else in the world, just in those areas where they have the purple shaded on this map. So now that's all the information Pebble Go gives me about habitat. So I need to now go over to Epic Books. And I'm going to start with the first book that I read in Epic Books yesterday. This one right here called Cardinals. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to let it think for a second because sometimes it will turn fast. And so it's like already opened up to a book. We're going to flip through until I see habitat. So there is the heading habitat. I'm going to read it and then I'm going to think, do I already have that information or is there more information that I could add? Cardinals live in North America. They often live in warm places, but can be found in cold weather too. So let's see, I already have on here North America. But I don't have that they like to live in warm places, but can live in cold places too. I grew up in northern Michigan, and even in winter, we would still see cardinals around, so they can definitely live up in those colder spots. So I'm going to add warm places and cold places to my map, to my graphic organizer. And then again, you can see the map that shows where cardinals live. Also, I want to remind you, if you can't print out the graphic organizer, you can use any piece of paper. Here's what I'm just doing. Habitat, North America, Central America, nests, small shrubs and trees, warm places, cold places. And then if I turn the next place, it says some cardinals live in cities and others live in rural areas. So I wrote cities and country because country means rural. So now I've gotten all the information because if I turn, it changes to what they eat, and that's a later section of the graphic organizer. So I'm going to go back out of this book in Epic Books, and I'm going to get one more book. I'm going to use 3 books to get my information about their habitat. And I think we were reading this book yesterday, so I'm going to click on this one, let it come up. Right there, I can see the table of contents. So I can see what are northern cardinals, wings, tails, and crests, nesting, cardinal chicks, class 3. I'm going to go to nesting because they do build nests in their habitat, and maybe we'll get some information about where they live there. So let's see. Oh, well, actually, what are northern cardinals? It's right here. Northern cardinals are colorful birds that love to sing. These birds are found in Canada, the United States, and Central America. They live far south as Guatemala. So that's North America and Central America. We have that. Northern cardinals live in a lot of different habitats. Many of their homes are in woodlands or swamps. Others can be found in deserts. Well, that's a really interesting. So they live in woodlands. I'm going to write that down. They live in swamps, and some can be in deserts, which I did not know until reading that. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So on my graphic organizer, I just added woodlands, swamps, some deserts. They are also spotted near bird feeders in backyards and city gardens. So we have cities, but I can write backyards because that is true. I see cardinals in my backyard every single day. Let's read the next page. Northern cardinals mainly eat, so that's talking about what they eat. Wings and crest, that's talking about their body again. This is telling you how you can identify it, so that's more information about the body. And then nesting, so this is talking more about when they're laying their eggs and raising their babies, so we'll save that for later. So that's pretty much it, boys and girls. It doesn't take a long time. You do need to use more than Pub will go. You should be finding at least 1 or 2 books in Epic Books to help you do your research. I have lots of information down. I'm not copying whole sentences. I'm just looking for the key ideas. This is really hard stuff. So you just got to really slow down and think about what is it telling me that I need to know, and then just take out those key words. So for habitat, I have North America, Central America, warm places, cold places, and woodlands, swamps, and some deserts. They build their nests in shrubs and trees. They live in your backyard, in the city, and out in the country. All right, boys and girls, that's it. If you have any questions about how to do this, because it can be hard learning how to tease out just the information, please stop by my office hour or one of your regular classroom teacher's office hour. It's really important that you're coming to see us if you have any questions. That's our time to help you one-on-one. But if you don't come and tell us you have a question or you need some help, we don't know. It's really important that if you need that help, you start coming to see us. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.